Yeah, hello. It's another Tuesday morning. Welcome to another edition of Time with the Prophet. This one we'll look at Isaiah 32:17. The work of righteousness will be peace. Before that, let's enjoy this Methodism through all the changing scenes of life based on Psalm 34. Through all the changing scenes of life in trouble and joy, the praises of my God shall fill my heart and tongue of His deliverance I will go till all that I'm distressed from my example comforted and child, yeah, grief to oh my Father, wake me, exalt His name. To where I call into my resting bells of God and come, the dwellings of the God. Who is truthful? Yeah, He says, oh, then nothing else to fear. Yes, that is through all the changing scenes of life. This morning, we want to look at Psalm 32, verse 17. Isaiah 32:17. Isaiah from 31, 32, 33, they were all God's judgments upon Egypt, upon Assyria. Egypt, because they had deceived his people to trust in them instead of trusting in God. And God was very angry because they were worshipping the gods of Egypt and the gods of the other nations surrounding them. So because of that, they were not afraid of God. They didn't fear God. They didn't have reverential fear of God. And so God allowed the Assyrians to come against them. And God told them that when they stop worshipping the idols, Assyria shall fall. The northern kingdom didn't stop. So they were ransacked by the Assyrians and scattered among the nations. Sargon, followed by Sennacherib and his people. Now, in chapter 32 of Isaiah, he was telling them about how a righteous king shall rise. And when a righteous king rises, the right things will be given priority. You see, when a righteous prince is ruling, and when we say a righteous prince, we are not just talking about a human being, we are talking about the spirit which is enthroned over the nation, over the family, over the business, over the marriage, over whatever, the church. When it is ruling, divine order takes place. People don't do anything anyhow. When you see a place where people do anything anyhow, whether it is in a church, where they say it's not anything, you can sleep around. We are all human beings, so we all sin, and this do all those things. Those are signs that the entities which are controlling the system are not godly. Because God Himself says righteousness exalts a nation, and sin is a reproach to any people. So if you see people who are living anyhow, who appear to be prosperous, know that that entity has given itself over to demons and seducing spirits. And because the demons and seducing spirits know that they have their people under control, they will leave them to have some amount of prosperity and be having fun, living in debauchery. Because they know that all those things they are doing is building up so that their cup will be filled, so that they will be destroyed. You see, because the hand of God will be of the people, so they can destroy the people and drink blood. Because see, that's what the demons and the devils like. When there is distraction, for example, look at Haiti like this. Now, gang violence, people are breaking their hand because demons have taken over. That's what they are happy. So when the people are living in sin and doing things, they may feel like, oh, there's no judgment coming. Oh, we are doing contrary to God, but we are happy. We eat, we satisfy, we have sex, we do everything. Nothing is going to happen. Because you see, God told Abraham that He will let His people dwell in the land of Egypt, the people of Israel, His descendants, for 400 years, because the iniquity of the Amorites who were occupying the land of Canaan was not yet full. But that's one reason why, when they also said, God allowed them to roam. Because you see, God is a God of all flesh, and He is just to all. So because He knew that the land of Canaan would be given to Israel, and the Amorites would be driven out because of their iniquity. When they were doing evil, human sacrifice, doing all kinds of things, worshipping Molech sacrifice, God allowed them to continue. When their iniquity was full, God removed them and gave the land to the people He had promised. You see, the same God who took Ahasuerus from Vashti and gave to Esther. If Esther has also misbehaved and her iniquity was also full, it will be taken away from her. That's one of the things which makes us the need for us to be steadfast in serving God. You don't think that God, someone had a position and the person was misbehaving and God has removed him and He has given it to you, and you are doing the same thing and you think God will not remove. God will remove you, because God is a fair and a just God. Because if He doesn't remove you from that position, unless a higher covenant or a higher priesthood is able to intercede and He gives some time, because He's fair and just. He's the God of all the earth, and He's the God of all flesh. He is fair and just to all, whether the people are serving Him or not. He is fair and just to all of them in His judgment. Because before the holy angels and before all the hosts of heaven, He must prove Himself to be an impartial God and impartial Father. So His ways are the same. That is why Jesus Christ said that it will be more tolerable for certain cities than the people who were there in His days, who saw His works and still did not repent. The cities which were around Bethesda, all those cities, who saw all the mighty works of done but still did not believe and repent. He said if these things were done in Sodom and Gomorrah, they would have repented. You get my point? So when we are living anyhow and it appears as if judgment is not coming upon us, whether it's individual, a family or group, a lot often or not, it is because our cup is not full. When your cup is full, God, you see that, because you see that there are angels in heaven, there are entities in heaven who ensure that the justice of God is the same to all. In heaven, there are a lot of things that cause such a sentence. So He told His people that you people, a righteous king will rise, but in the meantime, because you people have still not repented, your land, He spoke especially about the women. He talked about how the women have become complacent. He said, rise up, you women who are at ease. Hear my voice, from verse 9. You complacent doctors, give ear to my speech. In a year and some days, you will be troubled, you complacent women, for the vintage will fail. The garden will not come. Tremble, you women who are at ease. Be troubled, you complacent ones. Strip yourselves, make yourselves bare, and get sackcloth on your waist. Why was He saying this about the women? He was saying this about the women because now the women have become complacent. If a woman has children, and even the man is not doing very well in terms of taking care of the children, the women can raise the children godly, in a godly manner. They can do their best to influence their children. But you see, these women have become vain an idol, and because they were worshiping idol, and they didn't care about the things of God to even influence their husbands and their children to the right thing. They were living, and they felt everything was about money, and they had money, and they had means, and they had this. They were living anyhow. Some of them were living in all kinds of sins. Some married and fooling with other men and doing all kinds of things. And God told them that judgment is coming. And they said when the judgment comes, all the people will mourn. The whole place will be destroyed. And then verse 15, Isaiah 32:15, it says, so all this dissolution will be taking place from verse 15. It says, until the Spirit is poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness becomes a fruitful field, and the fruitful field becomes a forest. So what God essentially was saying was that all those things were going to be happening to them because He was going to withdraw His Spirit. You see, the Bible says the Spirit of God will not forever strive with man. The reason why sometimes judgment is deferred or delayed, or sometimes it's even revoked, is because of the work of the Spirit, the intercession of the Spirit of God. I always say the Spirit intercedes for us. Sometimes we don't even know how to intercede. You get my point? When the Spirit is withdrawn, then the demons will take over, because you see, the universe affords a vacuum. So if the Spirit of God is withdrawn, demonic spirit will take over. That's what happens to a nation which God has forsaken. God just withdraws His Spirit, the striving of His Spirit, the covering of His Spirit, and demons, they are already ready to pounce. They are always at the gates. They come in. So it says that because they have been forsaken, the Spirit is no longer there. The dissolutions will come until the Spirit is poured upon them from on high, and the wilderness becomes a fruitful field, and the fruitful becomes a forest. So until the Spirit is poured, there will be no transformation. That is why Jesus Christ even told His disciples that wait for me until the Spirit is poured. There's a spirit which kicks in, the flesh profits nothing. Not the intellect. The intellect is important, but the Spirit is more important. It says, then justice will dwell in the wilderness. So when the Spirit is poured, why? Because when the Spirit is poured, it stirs up people. I always say, I will pour my Spirit upon all flesh. You see? It says, the justice will dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness remain the fruitful field. You see, when the Spirit is poured, the Spirit leads people to act right. So there will be justice. And righteousness will remain in the fruitful field. There will be righteousness. When the Spirit is poured upon you, it is for you to do right by God. So because justice will be in the wilderness and righteousness will remain, then verse 17, which is my emphasis for this month, it says, the work of righteousness will be peace, and the effort of righteousness, quietness and assurance forever. That's my focus for this month. It says, the work of righteousness will be peace. You see, when you see people who are saying that we need peace. So Ghana has always been a peaceful nation, a relatively peaceful nation. It was because at every point in time, even though there was evil in the land, overall righteousness was prevailing, in the sense that people knew there were certain limits they could not go beyond. You see, the work of righteousness will bring peace, not praying for peace. For example, if there's an election and you rig the election, that is not righteousness. No matter the prayers you pray that let there be peace, and there will be no peace. You get my point? Because you see, it is right. It says the work of righteousness will be peace. So righteousness, when it is worked in the territory, if you have a husband, and the husband you are married, one man for better, and he's cheating outside, you know he's cheating with this lady, would there be peace between you? There will not be peace. But when he stops, then there will be peace. There can be peace. So the work of righteousness is peace. So peace doesn't just happen. When you hear people making noise, let there be peace, let's preach peace, that is all nonsense. What you need to preach is to preach righteousness. Tell the people in authority, tell the people, the electoral commissioner, the this, the that, those in authority, those who, they should do what is right. Then peace will naturally occur as a result of that. If there's an organization, institution, let there be fairness, let there be justice, then there will be peace. Let there be true freedom and justice, then there will be peace. Not when you are doing all kinds of shady things, twisting things, overturning things, and then you say there should be peace because you are speaking peace. That doesn't happen. That is why the Israel and Palestinian people, the fight is going on. People are saying let there be peace, but still they are fighting. Righteousness must be done. The right thing must be done. Then the peace will come. If it is not done, forget it. It's the same everywhere, in our families, in our business, in our organizations. The work of righteousness is what brings peace. Not just clamoring for peace. You are clamoring for peace. You are a young lady. You want peace in your life and your body and everything. You are distracting someone's husband, sleeping with someone's husband, making the lady not take care of, not making the man not take care of his wife and children, and you want to have peace in your life and prosperity in your life, you are not going to have it. Stop fooling yourself. You have to repent and turn back from it. And then God will forgive you and have mercy on you. That is what will bring about peace in your life. When you say this, people don't like it. They want to be deceived. That when you're here, you're born. My prayer for you and I is that in our lives, in our families, whatever concerns us, let us be righteous so that we will be peaceful. There will be peace around us, nationally as well, on our continent, in our world, in our generation. Let righteousness reign, so that the work of righteousness will bring the peace we desire in churches, in families, in relationships. Let there be righteousness. In relationships and marriages, you cannot tell me you are spending time with other people, not spending time with your partner, and you want the partner to be at peace with you. What kind of foolishness is that? Then why did the person become a partner in the first place? So let's do what is right, and there will be peace. God bless you. Catch you Thursday morning, God willing, for a walk with the epistles. Good morning.